Facts tell, stories sell. In sales, you can throw stats and charts and product specs at a customer all day long. But if they don't feel the story, you'll struggle to move them. Storytelling helps your customer see themselves succeeding with your solution. And when you structure your story the right way, which is putting your customer as the hero and yourself as the guide, you build trust, confidence, and momentum. In this episode, we'll unpack exactly how to use storytelling as one of your most powerful sales tools. Welcome to Sales Today, the podcast for sales professionals who want to sell smarter, build stronger partnerships, and deliver real value. I'm Fred Copestake, sales consultant, trainer, and author of Selling Through Partnering Skills, Hybrid Selling, and Ethical Selling. Each episode gives you practical strategies you can apply immediately to strengthen your process, sharpen your conversations, and close more business the right way. Stories work because people remember them. They connect emotionally. They simplify complexity, and they make your solution feel real. In today's episode, we'll cover why storytelling is essential in sales, how to build customer-first stories that engage, and how to deliver them in a way that builds trust and helps drive decisions. So, why does storytelling work in sales? Well, let's start with the psychology. Our brains are wired for stories, and we'll remember narratives far longer than we remember data. Stories create an emotional investment, and sales, at their heart, are emotional decisions. So, a well told story holds attention, builds credibility, makes complex ideas simple. Doing so is helping the customer picture success. Because really, customers don't buy your product or service, they're buying a better version of the future. Your story shows them how to get there. So, I want to talk about the hero's journey sales story model. So, the hero's journey is a type of story that you're probably familiar with, even if you don't recognize that. It's one that's used so often in Hollywood films. Pixar also use this a hell of a lot. Disney love it. Where we see the hero being somebody that actually, to begin with, they aren't even a hero. They're just a normal person. They're living in the known world, not doing anything special. Harry Potter's a cracking example where he's just there under the stairs. Something happens, so it's a call to adventure. Something takes them from the known world into the unknown world. So, Harry Potter example, Hagrid arrives. Harry, you're a wizard. The guy's world's just changed. Luke Skywalker, similar thing. Luke, you're a Jedi. Dorothy, Wizard of Oz, ends up in a different land. So, these things take people to the adventure. And in this world of the unknown, they're going to have various battles and fights and things that they've got to get through. As they go through them, they'll rely on the help of friends, guides, people who are mentoring and have got their back, and they'll be giving them things to help them with this. Lightsabers, invisibility cloaks, red slippers. You'll see this in all of those types of film. The guides take them through until they've had the big battle and come back into the known world, a better version of themselves. So that's a very praises version of it, but that's what the hero's journey looks like. And so we're going to do a similar thing. Actually, I think selling is a similar thing that we're doing with customers anyway. Yeah, we're taking them and we're assisting them on the journey. But if we tell the stories of what this is going to look like using this thought process, the story is so much better. So the model looks like this. Starts off with the hero, yeah, which is our customer. The customer's the hero. We're not. When we try to be the hero as a salesperson, things are going to fail. So we start off telling a story with a customer that's like them. So something that they can recognize in themselves. For instance, many manufacturers struggle with unpredictable machinery failures leading to costly downtime. Maybe that sounds familiar. Customer will see this. So this is the call to action. This is going to be the challenge they've got to face. And this is where, in sales terms, we're framing that pain clearly. So one aerospace client we had was losing £2,500 a week to unplanned breakdowns. Their maintenance team couldn't keep up. They were constantly firefighting. Now's the time to become the guide. This is where it's you and your solution that come into play. Yeah, but you're not the hero. I cannot emphasize this enough. You're the guide. So, example would be we helped them implement a predictive maintenance system, real time monitoring flagged issues before they cause breakdowns. Keep it nice and simple. Focus on the outcomes. Don't get into all the technical specs. Once you start doing that, you're trying to take the hero space. Don't have too much detail on how brilliant you are at doing this. It's here is your magic potion. Here's the elixir. Here's the tool you need to do the job. And so when we're telling the story, the fourth part is the transformation or the results. So this is where we show measurable success, make the impact real. So in this case, the downtime dropped by 40%. That saved them £5 million within 6 months. More importantly, their team shifted from reactive to proactive work. Now, if we're picking the right audience, this story will be very much alive for them. They will see themselves within it. They will sit in the hero role and start to see us the guide. And so that's what we do. We want to deliberately make those stories as personable, as relatable, as memorable as we possibly can. Essentially, they are case studies. But that's why I like to reframe them as success stories and why I think it makes sense to understand this hero journey thinking because it changes how we say it. It becomes a bit more like a real conversation. Yeah. And we as salespeople are communication experts, so we can do this. So making it personal, use names, use roles of the customers that we've been working with. At first, Dave, the plant manager, was highly skeptical. He'd seen other systems fail. And what we can do is we can then pour in a bit of emotion. Because again, we're trying to appeal to the emotional side. Dave was frustrated with the constant late night breakdown calls. It was his wit's end. It was really pushing him, having an effect on his relationship. Personal side. So then we make it relatable. We're going to talk about common industry pains. If it's been one customer that's had this challenge and had to go through these battles, we've assisted with them, it's probably somebody else that's going to be feeling that. So we're going to help the customer see themselves in the story. The better we tell it and the better we tell it about the people we were working with, our heroes, we were the guides, that's when they get, well, that's us moment. That's what we're looking to do. Uh, Remember, we're visual animals, so look, we could just be talking through these, but if we're going to be presenting, we could have some before and after metrics, simple graphs and diagrams, quotes from happy customers. I've said it already, but that really does bring stuff alive. And then we want to be finishing with an action. The story should naturally lead into the next steps. Maybe something along the lines like Dave, many leaders hesitate at first, but after seeing the results, they wish they'd done it sooner. Would you be open to exploring how we could apply this to your operation? So we're just using this structure to really make the story, the information we want to get across, land far better. It's there at the center of it, or they see themselves at the center of it. So there's a little bit of reflection then. It's like, are you telling stories that help your customer feel what success could look like? Are you asking stories that help your customer feel what success could look like? If not, it's possible you're leaving opportunity on the table. You're going about something in a way that's just not connecting, and so those potential opportunities aren't progressing. So, objective of these podcasts is to keep them nice and short and sweet, and give you something to do. So, today we've covered why storytelling is one of the most powerful sales tools you've got. That four-part hero's journey structure, customer, challenge, guide, transformation, and then how you can make the stories personable, relatable, actionable. So, your action, your challenge, the thing for you to do to bring this to life for yourself is this week, build one simple story for your next sales conversation. Use a real client success, but structure it using hero, challenge, guide, transformation. Practice it, deliver it in real life, and watch how it changes the tone of the meeting. It will have an effect. If this episode has sparked new thinking, subscribe, share it with your sales team, connect with me on LinkedIn, let me know you've heard this particular one. Look in the show notes, and there is a scorecard which will open your thinking to other elements of the sales process. I'm Fred Copestake. This is Sales Today. Until next time, tell better stories, create stronger connections, and keep selling the right way.